Hey guys, we're back. I don't know why I did them other reviews last week, because I'm basically just doing another review of the cards that we've already looked over last week. Anyway, I think we're going to get through 3 classes in this, because basically I've talked about all the mage cards before, because most of them were revealed last week before I went away. Let's get started. Let's not waste any time. Cold Wraith, yeah, what I understand from Blizzard, before we start, they wanted to, let's talk about Frostwind, Northrend, that's what it's called, Northrend, covered in snow, obviously ice. They thought, what class? We need to implement this to a class, obviously, because it's a main theme of the expansion. They wanted to do it for Mage, but realised, wait, this is too powerful for Mage. Gave it to Shaman, but also gave Mage the kind of freeze because they don't really use fire or earth spells or water spells there. They just use frost spells basically in Northrend. So yeah, basically Mage got the butt end of the frost dealio. Shaman got the better end. Yeah, was it a good idea? I think it would be a good idea, because for too long Mage has been like a key card. Mage has always had a key part in every expansion. Every expansion they've had a deck. If in doubt, freeze Mage is a thing, and obviously they try not to make that better, but still, it still persists, and every expansion it never dies, and still people play it, and it probably will be the same in this expansion, and probably forever in Hearthstone. Probably not forever. They'll probably move like Alexstrasza into like the classic set. Well, no, what it's called? I can't remember what it's called. It's not called the classic set. It's called something else. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, the Hall of Fame. Yeah, there we go. They'll move Alexstrasza into the Hall of Fame sooner or later. They got to replace all these. Maybe they'll bring Greg and Sylvanas out of the Hall of Fame and put maybe Ysera and Usage in or something like that. I don't know, who cares. Anyway, let's start talking about these mage cards, because that's what you've come here for. You haven't come here to ramble on about what they're going to do with classic cards and stuff. Cold Wraith, we've done this. There is a lot of freezing. They've tried to make freezing balanced in Mage, and there is a lot of cards already that help with this. You've got Shatter, you've got Frost Nova, you have Blizzard. What else? You have that one that freezes a random enemy. That's a good card. Well, in comparison to these it is. It's basically a nerfed version of Flame Waker, you know. All of these cards. Is this card any better? Not really. If you wanna... If I say I've already talked about the cards, I'll leave a link to all of the reviews at the end, and you can go watch that if you want. Anyway, Frost Clone, Secret, a new secret. This is, I'm sure we've had this one before. It's a bit of diver. What do you think? After your opponent plays a minion, put 2 copies of it in your hand. That sounds a bit familiar to something, doesn't it? It's basically, I feel, a nerfed version of Duplicate. This is, they can't, mage stuff is too OP. Well, it isn't OP, but the mage cards that are in Mage, when you manipulate them in certain ways, can lead to 1-turn kills, OTK decks, combo decks, all sorts. And they thought, we don't want that, get rid of Duplicate, bring in something similar to Duplicate, Frost Clone. So you're probably never gonna, well, you are like 1/9 of the, it's probably gonna be less, it depends how Mage is, but you're not going to get OP Mage cards to go in your Mage deck from this. You're going to get Shaman cards. You're going to get Tyrians, you know. So, this card, I think it's good. It's a good arena card. I think will be excellent in arena. When your opponent plays a card, you get 2. It's a loss in tempo, obviously. You got to develop this. We could see a Secret Mage. I think we're on the brink of seeing a Secret Mage develop. Maybe. I think Secret Mage was viable in the last expansion. Not people messed around with it. Blizzard thought, why haven't people messed around with it? We'll give them a few more cards to go with their secrets, the secret theme, and they might have pushed secrets over the edge where we see a secret deck. Because down here we're getting some vibes of secret. We're getting some like flashbacks of secret paladin, you know. Maybe we're going for a secret mage. It might break out that secret mage is really OP in this expansion. We'll have to see. All the pieces are in place for secret mage to be a good deck. This adds to it. It's a good card, good for late game control, not good for aggro. If the meta develops how I think it will develop, I think we'll have less aggro, more control, you know. If it comes across like that, then this card is going to be an okay card, and we might see... This card isn't going to be okay in Freeze Mage, Control Mage, them sort. It's going to be in Secret Mage, and Duplicate was good because you could choose what minions. Freeze Mage, you don't put many minions in your deck. You want to copy certain minions, you can. Frost Clone, it's not up to you at all what you get, you know. And I think that's a really important thing, you know. And you have to play around this as well, because you could drop this on turn 7 and your opponent drops a Tyrion. You've got 2 Tyrions, you know. You have to be careful. Secret Mage, stuff like Mirror Entity, that's a big threat. This is Mirror Entity. Oh, especially with that secret card that I was pointing to later. This is Mirror Entity for 6 mana. Oh, I think like on a decent minion, if your opponent doesn't play around it. Like, I feel like whenever a mage plays a secret, I'm like, is it Mirror Entity? Should I play around Mirror Entity? This is a card that makes it so you have to consider like playing around Mirror Entity, because this triggers obviously when Mirror Entity would as well, a lot more. Because if you play a Tyrion and it gets copied and they get 2 copies of Tyrion, that is it, you are dead, or something like that, you know. Like 2 copies of N'Zoth, you play N'Zoth, they spawn a copy, they get 2 in the hand. What? Yeah, you have 2 death rattles, that becomes 4, and then they get a board by the last N'Zoth they play, if it's control. So I feel like this is going to be in Secret Hunter. This is not a standalone card. Like Duplicate was, they put it in Freeze Mage. You can't put this in Freeze Mage. We'll have to see how the meta develops. But yeah, if a secret... I'm feeling 2 decks that I've felt so far that might be a thing are Secret Mage and Secret Hunter. Funnily enough, both secrets. Paladin, Secret Paladin's had its day. The only other 2 classes with secrets, they might get their day. It might be a secret off, and then we can get some juicy flares and be decent. I think secrets, there's lots of cards in place to counter secret decks. After the outburst of Secret Paladin, everyone was playing it. There wasn't really a counter to it. You know, I feel like Blizzard has learned its lesson, and they're trying to make decks powerful that haven't been before, but they've made sure they've got the counters in there already, so if it does explode, people can put them cards in and fight back a bit against these decks. We'll just have to wait and see though. We're on the second card and I've spoken for 8 minutes. Let's move on anyway. We'll have to wait and see. I think like a secret deck could come out. I might be completely wrong. Let's see. Breath of Sindragosa, that's comes out with the, where is it? Here, this is Sindragosa, Bone Dragon. I'm gonna say she because it looks like a she. Who calls their pet boy dragon Sindragosa. You know, deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion and freeze it. So basically, this is a baby flame cannon. People put flame cannon in their deck. It's 1 mana. It's deal 2 damage. It's freeze a minion. Play this against big minions. You play this against small minions. Flame cannon, you couldn't. This is a really flexible card. It's a common. You're going to see this in Arena. I feel like this is going to be everywhere. This is a good card. This is like the best mage card, I think, out of the set. I feel. Even the legendaries. This card is going to see more play than the legendaries. I feel like this might even be an auto include. I don't want to go that far and like, yes, it's going to be in every deck, but I feel like it could be, you know. I feel like it could be. I feel like it's a decent 1-drop. How many mage 1-drops do you have? Not many. You don't have any. This is going to be a card. This is something that you play on 1-drop to counter the aggro. To counter 2 drops. This counter 2 drops. For 1 mana, counter 2 drops, you know. It could even go up to counter 3 drops. You play this, you ping, 3. There you go. There's a 3-drop gun. You know. I feel like this is a good card. I feel like we could see a lot of this in the future. Let's have a see then. Ghastly Conjurer, we've talked about this. Add a Marine entity to your hand, 2/6. It's not good. It's not got any better. I don't think this is a good card. Doomed Apprentice, I've spoke about this in length. I don't think this is a good card. These cards haven't made this card any better. There is nothing in place to help this card along. It's not a good card. It doesn't fit into Mage at all. Ice Walker, again, they've tried to push elementals a bit more with the elemental tag, a bit with the freeze. They've tried to develop a bit of the freeze. This isn't a good card. 1 3 for 2. That's not good at all, you know. And you don't want to be pinging on turn 3, turn 4. You want to be playing stuff. You want to be playing tempo. This isn't a good card. Moving on. That was quick. We covered these 3 in 10 minutes. We covered these 3 in a minute. Oh, this one. If anything pushes secrets in Mage, this card does. Glacial Mysteries. Put 1 of each secret from your deck into the battlefield. Who am I? I am Glacial Secrets. That's what I am. Because it's none of your business. I don't know. Yeah, this is a good card. This is a broken card. You could just have a full Christmas tree for 8 mana. You have free. If you play 3 secrets, you basically, and it's not even. Put 1 of. Oh, it is. It takes them out your deck, I guess. I'm guessing it takes them out your deck. But who cares? No one cared when you have tons of rubbish, secrets. All of the Paladin secrets are rubbish on their own. No one hardly plays any of them. You get a card like this, boom, it explodes. I think Mage Secrets is going to be amazing, and this is going to be the card to push them. I am calling it. I have not heard anyone say it before. I think this will be a good card. This will be one of the best cards in the set. I think this is absolutely broken. If it's in the right deck and you're not lucky, you have the 2/3 that draws a secret. You have the one where you play secrets. It gets reduced. You have, what else do you have? You just have a lot of secret synergy in general. You have the 2/3 that deals 3 damage if there's a secret in play. There's a lot of stuff to buff secrets, and I feel like a secret deck is going to be a thing. Hopefully somebody develops one. If not, I'll develop my own, because I feel secrets. I'm going to push secrets so much in this expansion. One of the 2 decks that I've mentioned have to be a viable deck that is played in tournaments, because I cannot see how they cannot be, you know. It's just a good card. I love this card. I'm probably not going to love it in a month because I'm going to be sick against playing against this card, you know. It's just amazing. It's a deck could be aggro because it's just a tempo mage deck, secret tempo. You put the small minions in, you put your mana worms in, you put your sorcerer's apprentices in, you put your secrets in, you put your secret synergy in, you put this big boy in, and there you go. There's your deck. You won every game. I feel like this is a good card. I love this card. It might even get a nerf to 9 mana, like Call of the Wild did. Call of the Wild was 8 mana. It was played in every hunter deck. It got nerfed to 9 mana. No one plays it anymore. This deck, I feel like this card, if any card is nerfed, this card's gonna be nerfed. And then what is this? Simulacrum, whatever that is. Copy the lowest minion in your hands. Yes, I feel this is OTK card. This has been put in to help OTK mages along. Yeah, I feel like you copy your Sorcerer's Apprentices, you copy your Doomsayers, you copy, I don't know, they're the cards that come to mind. I feel like this is going to be a situational card. You're not going to see this in every deck. It's going to be in decks that need, and plus your opponent doesn't know about it either, you know. It's a good card. It's hard. It could be sometimes hard to get off, but the Apprentices and the Doomsayers, they're 2 mana. They're pretty low cost, you know. You can have like other big minions like on there, and you could even copy big minions if you wanted to. This card, it's a flexible card. I think this card will see play in OTK and freeze decks. It's a good card in my opinion. Frostlich Jaina. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Let's have a look at hero power. Do 1 damage. If it kills a minion, summon a water elemental. I forgot about this. I forgot that it summoned a water elemental. It's a ping. Even better ping because you get a water elemental every time something dies. I feel like people are underestimating this card. I feel like this is a good card. How many? I reckon you kill 2 to 3 minions a game with your ping. Say you kill 1 minion. That's 2 mana. Destroy a minion. and you get a water elemental. Plus, your water elementals have lifesteal. So, I just feel like this is a card that I feel like they've pushed elementals enough with mage that I feel like people will experiment with this card, and I feel like there could be a deck developed from it. I feel like it's a good card and people are underestimating it. I'm not the best at predicting cards. I don't play Hearthstone solidly 8 hours a day. Some people might think I do. I don't, you know. Yeah, I'm not good at predicting cards. This is a bit of a... I know lots of people think this is a bad card. I think people think this is too slow. You're wasting a turn again. But I feel like with elementals being pushed a lot, you have Pyros, you have Water Elemental, you have Blaze Callers. All of these cards, they've got lifesteal now. Even better, they were good on their own. They've got lifesteal. You know, 3/6 Water Elementals out the wazoo. You're going to be spawning here. You know, these are going to be good. And finally, we got Syndragosa. We talked about this as well. We talked about Frostless Jaina before as well. I thought I'd cover it quickly. Syndragosa, I think it's a bad card. I think it's like, what is it? Prince Malcazar. That wasn't a good card. People thought it was a good card. It ruins your deck. I think this is a bad card. I think Control Mage isn't going to be a thing. If it was, maybe we'd see this, but we're not. And maybe if if Warrior develops, we might see some of this, because this is kind of a good counter to Hunter. You play this, Hunter, Warrior, and they can't will win basically, because if they do, you get legendaries. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think this is a good card. I feel like it's good for new players that want the joys of having random legendaries in their hand, and it's going to make for some good clips on Trolladin and other channels like that. But no, I don't think that's good enough. There it is, Frozen Champion. Therefore, add a random legendary minion to your hand. Combo this with N'Zoth and Pyros. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Let's move on to Paladin anyway. That took 17 minutes to cover all them cards. I thought we'd be talking about them for way less than that. We've seen a few of these cards. There's a few more to talk about. We've talked about this one before. It's a bad card. Like I say, you can go back and watch my other videos if you want to see what I think about this card. 1 mana, 1/1, Righteous Protector, Taunt, Divine Shield. It's basically an OP mini bot in it. No, an OP Annoyatron. Annoyatron was a card that a lot of people used. It was used in Mage. I think it was used in Paladin. I'm pretty sure it was. It would be today if it was still in the set. It was used in mech decks. It's a good card. I think this is a good card. It's got Divine Shield. There's a lot of Divine Shield synergy now. I don't think there's enough to make a viable Divine Shield deck. Maybe in the next expansion though. If there's a few more cards, like 1 or 2, it might be pushed. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's good enough. But anyway, this is a good card. 1 mana. There's like no 1 mana Paladin cards that are any good. Only 2 mana and 3 mana cards. Like, your Murlocs are the only good 1 mana cards that you're going to see from a Paladin, you know. You're not going to see any early game from a Paladin, really. You're going to put this in. Maybe, I don't think, I was about to say, maybe a Zoo Paladin. But I don't think there's enough pieces in place for a Zoo Paladin. Nowhere near. This is a good card. I think this is going to be near enough an auto include, you know, in any Paladin. It's a good opener. It's good in the late game. It's just a good card. Plus it synergizes with the one where if you've got Divine Shield and Taunt minions, and also this one summons a Divine Shield, it draws a Divine Shield minion. So for 4 mana you could have these two. It's okay. If it gets buffed, it's even better. There's a lot of buffs in Paladin. Yeah, this could work. I like this card. Let's go on then. Dark Conviction, set minions attack and health to 3. They like doing this. First we started off, let's have a history of cards that do this. First we started off, if I remember correctly, in League of Explorers with the 3/4 for 4 that sets minions health and attacked to 3. Watcher, Ancient, Guardian or some, I don't know. That did see play, but it came with a 3/4 body. This doesn't. And then they had another card that did that as well. I can't remember what it was. They had In the last sets, there was Tarim, Sunkeeper Tarim, that set minions, all minions attack and health to 3. Paladin 3 seems to be their favourite number. They've brought it back. Tarim was used. Sunkeeper... No, it wasn't Sunkeeper. It was something. It was Keeper of Alderman. There we go. Keeper of Alderman was used. I can't see why Dark Conviction isn't used. Plus, it synergizes with the last Kaleidosaur quest, and so does this. And I don't think that many people realise that these cards do synergize with the last Kaleidosaur. It might even make it viable. I'll have to wait and see. I think some people will go back and experiment with it. I won't. I haven't got the dust to craft the last Kaleidosaur if it isn't going to be a good deck. We'll have to wait and see if these push that. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, 3 mana 2/2 Howling Commander. I've talked about this. Summon the Divine Shield minion. It's going to pull your Bolvar. It's going to pull your Tyrians. It's going to pull... Yeah, it's a good card. I feel like this is a good card, you know. I feel like this is going to see play in control decks. And I feel like it's not an auto-include, but I feel like it nearly is. Most decks will include this, I feel. It's a good card. Then we have Desperate Stand, like I said, in connection with this. It's good with Last Kaleidosaur quest. It's good with small minions. It's good with Tyrion. There's a spell, there's a secret that does this. You basically get to choose for another mana. I feel like this could see play. I don't think this is an auto-include, and I don't think it's broken, and you don't see the secret that often. It might be used though. I feel like this is a good arena card as well. But it lacks the element of surprise, and you don't have to play around with secrets, which might be a bit of a We'll see. I don't think this will see play. I think it's going to be in a Kaleidosaur deck, if that appears somewhere. If it doesn't, oh well. Yeah, it might not. I feel like there's more broken stuff, but I can see maybe these cards have the type... These cards are the type of cards that I can see appearing in a Kaleidosaur deck, but not much else. This is good removal. This is good for buffing your own minions. I don't think they're that good though. There's more better cards. You've got your Pyromancer, your Wild Pyromancer, set everything to 1. You've got Consecration. I just think there's better removals than this. You know, board removals as well. Maybe. We'll have to see. It's something to consider when you put in removal into Paladin. We'll have to wait and see. And then we've got Arrogant Crusader, Death Route. If it's your opponent's turn, summon a 2/2 Ghoul. We've seen some of the... There's a few of these cards in the set. I think there's like 3 or 4. Yeah, if it kind of like messes around with a new keyword almost, which might be something they put in to experiment with. We don't know. They're definitely testing the waters with lots of different stuff in the last few expansions, like forbidden cards in Whispers of the Old Gods, these cards now, and there was a few wacky cards in the previous expansion. We'll have to see if Arrogant Crusader comes through. Maybe. It's a good minion. You're probably gonna get... It's a 5/2 for 4. That's not bad. Their small minions are gonna trade into this, but if their small minions do trade into this, you're gonna get a 2/2 Ghoul. So it's like I'm gonna say it's like a 5/4 basically, because if you want to do the trading, you're gonna be worse off, but kind of better off as well, because it's got a lot of attack, so they can trade into bigger stuff. If they do the trading, they've got to deal with an extra 2 health, you know. Oh well, we'll see. This might be in some decks. I'm not sure if it's good enough to be in all decks. We'll have to wait and see. With Soullight Sorrow, it's good. It's got a bit better with some of the new cards that have been revealed. If you want to see me talk about it again in the previous videos, same with Bolvar, bit better. It's better than the old Bolvar. That's all I can say. We got Blackguard. Whenever your hero is healed, deal that much damage to a random enemy minion. That is a good card. That's good for control. It's a 3/9. That's like 12 worth of stats for 6. That's about right, I'd say. You get 6/6 for 6s, so that's 12 worth in it. I feel like this could be a card, but I don't think it is going to be a card, you know. that is used a lot. That's all I have to say. And then we've got Uther, the Ebon Blade, equip a 5-3 lifesteal weapon. So basically, Tyrion, you get the 5-3 weapon. Now you have lifesteal. You basically just get 20 points of healing because you get the healing off here. You got the armor, and then it synergizes with cards like this as well. It's a good way to keep it in the game, and then completely irrelevant to anything else. Synergized with absolutely nothing. The 4 horsemen, summon a 2/2 horseman. If you have all 4, destroy the enemy hero. That's quite good. How many times do you see Look, when I saw this, and I still think this, you've got to compare this to totems in Shaman decks. How many times do you get 4 totems in Shaman decks? A few times, but not that much. And I feel like this is the same. This is not like a win condition that you can. I feel like this is a sneaky win because your opponent might not see it coming, and then you might, I don't know, Stegon Steed something, put all your basically, I'm gonna call them totems behind it, and then you win the game. And these are better than totems as well because they're 2/2 minions for 2 mana. 2 mana 2/2s are not that bad. You could just kill your opponent with 2 mana 2/2s. They're not that bad. Like, you get 1/1s, and that's just been upgraded to 2/2s. Oh, I see what they've done now. So it's a bit better than the hero power. Plus, you have an end game. You never get more than 4 Silverhand recruits on the board. I feel like you're not gonna get a trigger on this more than 1 in 100 games. It's gonna be like 1 in 100 games. This is gonna trigger and save you. If you get this to trigger, it's because you were already winning and you were win. You were going to win anyway. I feel, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I have to say. That's gonna be it. That's about. How long have I done? We spent like 15, 20. I'm gonna say this is about a half an hour episode. I've talked so long on all these cards. Hope you enjoyed. I'm out of breath. I'm going to go get another drink. And I'm going to carry on with these reviews. Thanks for watching. You want to go watch the previous ones, I'll leave a link to them. If you want to see the rest, they'll probably be coming out over the next couple of days. In case you didn't know, the expansion's released Tuesday. Thursday. Today's Tuesday. I don't know why I said that. See you then, I guess. Bye.